Dear secondary stage students, Year 1, welcome to our English program. Today is the most important day of the year. It's revision time. Are you ready for the exam? Are you ready for the revision? I want to give you some advice before we start. We still have time, but we have to manage our time. Revise your vocab, revise your grammatical rules, and then answer as many questions as you can. But never lose hope and trust yourself and trust your abilities. Before I start my revision today, I'm going to tell you about the specification of the exam paper. What will the exam paper contain? The first question will have 5 options. You will have 2 questions with 5 options, and you will have to choose 2 options. This question deals with the antonym and synonyms. You know what are antonyms and synonyms? Of course, antonyms are the opposite of the word, and synonyms are the meaning of the word. So you have 2 questions, every question with 2 marks, and it will ask you about 2 synonyms or 2 antonyms of a word. Okay? The second question are 4 choices, 4 multiple choice questions. You will have 4 options and you will have to choose only 1 question. 8 of them are about grammatical rules, about the structure, and 6 of them about the vocab. After that, you will have the reading text, a comprehension passage about 200 words, which you will read carefully and you will answer questions about it. Of course, you will have 10 questions about the reading passage. Okay, so we have 16 questions, multiple choice, and then we have 10 questions on the passage. After that, we will have the essay writing, the question which you will be asked to write an essay. And we are going to practice today how to write an essay. The last question is translation. You are going to be asked to answer 2 sentences from English to Arabic and 2 sentences from Arabic into English. Are you ready now? Let's start our revision. The first question, as I told you, you will be asked to find 2 options of the 5 options. We have 5 options here, and you will find 2 which have the antonym. Let's read the question together. He usually tries to avoid problems. The antonyms for the word avoid are. We wanted to find 2 words which give the same, the opposite meaning of the word avoid. You know the word antonym means the opposite. So what's avoid? To avoid something that you don't want to face it. You don't want to face the thing. You avoid it. When you say, I want to avoid this person, I don't want to see him again. So what is the opposite of avoid? Or what is the antonym of avoid? The antonym of avoid is, yes, of course, very good. It's face, to face something. And what else? We have the word ignore. We have the word follow. We have the word improve, to make better. And we have the word confront. To confront means the same as to face. So the opposite of avoid is to face, to avoid problem. The opposite is to face problem or to confront problems. إن أنا أواجه المشاكل, to face problems. Question number 2. The novel was boring. The antonyms for the word boring. Of course, the word boring is not new for you. It's an easy word and you know it. What does it mean, boring? It means something which is not exciting, something which is not interesting. So the opposite of boring is interesting, of course, and exciting. Exciting and interesting means something I like, but boring means it's monotonous and it doesn't change, so I don't like it. Okay, now question number 3. And as you see, we talk about the synonyms and the antonyms. These 2 words are very important, and I want you to concentrate and not to be confused. Number 3, can you repeat the question? It's not clear. What's the meaning of the word clear here in this sentence? The antonyms for the word clear in this sentence are obvious, ambiguous, bright, cloudless, vague. أنا بقى عايزاكم تركزوا معايا كويس قوي لأن كلمة clear, the word clear has many meanings. So if I talk about the weather is clear, means it's not cloudy. So the opposite of clear here, not cloudy. But when I say the question is clear, means it's easy. So the opposite is complicated, is difficult. So when I talk about the water, when I say the water is clear, it means it is pure. So the opposite, it is impure. يبقى احنا لازم نبص الجملة نفسها، الكونتكست نفسها. كلمة clear هنا in this sentence هو بيسألنا in this sentence what is the antonym of the word clear. طبعا احنا عندنا obvious the same meaning as clear. يبقى مش هي دي، احنا عايزين الانتونيم. The antonym is the opposite. So it's ambiguous and vague. Ambiguous and vague are the opposite meaning of the word clear. So clear means it's easy, I can understand it. Ambiguous or vague, it's not clear. Question number 4. The lamp illuminated the riverside walk. The lamps illuminated the riverside walk. The synonyms for the word walk are. احنا عايزين هنا the synonym، يعني the meaning of the word walk. طب what does it mean walk? Is walk here a verb or a noun? The word walk here is a noun. Do you remember the gardener? كان علينا poem اسمها the gardener، وكان بيقول the gardener doesn't love to talk, he keeps me the gravel walk. So what's walk? Walk is a place on which we walk, we go on foot. So the word walk can be replaced by route, because route is the same meaning as walk. So the walk is a place on which we go on foot. So it's a walk. The walk is a route or a path. Okay? So we have route or path. Okay? Question number 5. It's better to invite all our friends. Space Ahmed. Here I wanted to say I want to invite Ahmed in particular. بالذات أحمد عايزة I wanted to invite him. So how can I say it? We wanted to invite all our friends. Generally Ahmed, rarely Ahmed, especially Ahmed, loudly Ahmed, or particularly Ahmed. Okay, we can say especially Ahmed or particularly Ahmed. يبقى أنا هنا بقول especially يعني in particular or particularly Ahmed. Okay. Question number 6. We have faced many major problems. The antonyms for the word major. So what's a major problem? Major problem means a great problem, means a very important problem. So what is the antonym? احنا هنا عايزين the antonym means the opposite. So the opposite is minor or unimportant. So major problem means important problem. So what is the opposite? Minor, يعني it's less important or unimportant. Question number 7. It's an exotic bird. Exotic bird. We rarely see it in Egypt. We rarely, نادرا ما بنشوف البرد ده in Egypt. So the synonym of the word exotic. طالما إن هو rarely seen, it's exotic. يبقى ده السينونيم، يعني المينينج بتاعها هيكون ايه؟ ان هو it's a strange bird, we don't see it in Egypt, or it's foreign, it comes from another country, it's a foreign bird. Question number 8. We must make sure that tourism is sustainable. Do you remember the word sustainable? It's a very important word in Unit 1. The synonyms for the word sustainable here. We wanted to make the tourism sustainable means we wanted to make it continuous, it continue for a long time for our children and our grandchildren. So we want it to be continuous or to be permanent. Permanent معناها دائمة. يبقى we want it to be sustainable. We want it to be sustainable means we want it to continue for a long time, or we want it to be permanent. Permanent, it goes on and on for our children and our grandchildren. Question number 9. He was miserable. Do you remember the word miserable in Unit 3? Miserable means very sad. Miserable. He was miserable after losing the match. When he lost the match, he became very sad. He was miserable. So the word miserable can be replaced by pleased, cheerful, upset, delighted, or sad. طبعا احنا قلنا sad، كمان هناخد upset. يبقى upset and sad are the same meaning or similar meaning to the word miserable. The word miserable means very sad or very upset. ويرممبر طبعا ان احنا قلنا ما ينفعش ابدا قدام كلمه miserable ان انا استخدم كلمه very. ما اقدرش اقول very miserable لان هي miserable means very very sad. Question number 10. The elephant is one of the giant animals. What's a giant? Means enormous, means a very big animal. Okay, so I want another word with the same meaning as giant. Enormous, huge, very big. We have another word here. Tiny, tiny means very small. Delighted means happy. Ancient means very old. يبقى هي كلمة gigantic. Gigantic means enormous or very very big. So here we finish the first type of question, which will be question number 1 in the exam. You will be asked to find the synonyms or the antonyms of some words which you studied in your syllabus. Okay. The second question, you will be asked to find only one answer from 4 options. Okay. Let's see the next question. I look forward for the national team. طبعا it's very important for you when you answer a question, you have to decide, is it a grammatical question or it is asking about vocab. So we have to concentrate and focus. It's going to be about grammar or it's going to be about vocab. Here we have the expression look forward. Look forward, when we write a letter to someone, we say, I look forward to seeing you soon. So look forward to is usually followed by a gerund. طبعا احنا كنا درسنا في unit 6 some verbs which are followed by to plus infinitive and some verbs which are followed by gerund. For example, when I say I want to drink water, I want to drink, so the verb want is followed by to. But when we talk about the verb enjoy, it's followed by gerund, so I say I enjoy playing tennis. But some verbs end with to, and again it has a gerund, like the word look forward to. Look forward to ends with to, but it's followed by ing, so I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to watching this movie. I look forward to وبعدين بنحط هنا verb ing مش infinitive. طيب نشوف كده ونبص مع بعض ان في مجموعة تانية من الverbs. Remember some verbs are followed by to plus ing. مش to الانفينيتيف بقى نركز، احنا متعودين ان to plus infinitive، لكن هنا to plus ing. Like what? Like the verb used to if it is preceded by verb to be. يعني اقول he is used to smoking, he is used to drinking coffee, he is used to, it's his habit. كمان عندنا contribute to, lead to, object to, look forward to. كل الحاجات ديت بتنتهي بتو ولكن كمان بيجي بعدها ing. ف it's very important. Question number 2. Please stop. The same lesson, unit 6, the verb stop is followed either by to or either by verb ing, but the meaning is different. When stop is followed by ing, it means that I stop doing this thing forever. For example, when I say I stopped smoking, means I don't smoke anymore. خلاص, I don't smoke anymore. But when I say I stopped to drink, means I stopped, for example, explaining the lesson, why did I stop to drink? So when you stop for a reason, you choose to. When you stop and you no longer do that thing, you choose ing. So here look at this question. Please stop noise. I can't concentrate on my study. Here I don't want you to make noise, so I say stop noise. Stop making noise. Stop making noise. Okay? Question number 3. Remember. remember ندى tomorrow. Okay, I won't forget. طبعا نفس القاعدة اللي كنا بنتكلم عليها اللي هو verb ing ولا verb to والinfinitive. Remember when it is followed by to والinfinitive, it's something to come. I want you to remember in order to do something. So I say, please remember to bring the camera tomorrow. Remember to do the homework. Remember to bring your book. So it is something you will remember first and you will do it then. But when I say remember plus ing, it means I remember something in the past. So I remember going to the zoo when I was young. So here, look at this question. I remember, Nada, please remember tomorrow. Okay, I won't forget. So here I ask Nada to remember to phone. Remember to phone Nada tomorrow, because it is something will happen tomorrow. Okay, we are going to take a short break and come back. Please don't be away for long. Welcome back, my dear students. We are going to continue our revision. As I told you before, we have 4 options and we're going to choose one. Concentrate and focus very much on what is the question is asking you for. Is it asking about grammar or is it asking about vocab? Okay, so let's see question number 4. Children can't come to the festival alone. They should come with. طالما ان هم they can't come alone, they are children, they are very young, they can't come alone, so they must come with someone who is older. Of course, they will not come with babies. Baby is younger than children. And again, we have toddler. Toddler برضو means child who try to walk, who is learning to walk. And we have kid, again, some kind of a child. So it's grown ups. طبعا احنا زي ما انتم شايفين كده بنستبعد الحاجات اللي ما تنفعش. grown ups. grown ups means people who are older, adults. Question number 5. The word brown with the word clown. Do you remember we have 2 important words in Unit 6, the word rhyme and the word rhythm? What is the difference between rhyme and rhythm? When 2 words have the same sound, when they end with the same sound, we say these 2 words rhyme. So here the word brown and the clown end with the same sound. So we say they rhyme. But what about the word rhythm? Rhythm means the music in the poetry. يبقى احنا بنقول ان الرhythm تختلف خالص عن كلمة rhyme. Rhyme means when 2 words end with the same sound, like brown and the clown. But when there is music, in the line of poetry, it means there is rhythm. Again, it can be in a song. We can say the rhythm of this song is very fast, the rhythm. Okay? Question number 6. As A, he thinks it's a crime to hunt lions. It's a crime to hunt lions. So who thinks that it's a crime to hunt lions? Of course, someone who works for conserving the environment. Do you remember the word conserve? Conserve means to protect the environment. So the person who works in protecting the environment is called conservationist. So a conservationist is against harming the environment. So he said it's a crime to hunt lions. The conservationist. You know that when a noun ends with ist, it means as a person, like a scientist, a telephonist, a typist. So when we end with ist, it's a person, like physicist, for example. Okay? So conservationist means the person who conserves the environment. Question number 7, we have another question for you. It's space, do the least harm to the environment. Who does the least harm to the environment? Okay. Who does the least harm to the environment? Of course, we have a kind of tourist who likes the environment. Tourists who like the environment are called eco-tourists. Eco-tourists. So eco-tourists are tourists who like the environment and don't like to harm it. So we say eco-tourists do the least harm, يعني very, very little harm to the environment. Question number 8, never put yourself in a situation where your life is. We don't want to put ourselves in danger, so we don't put our life in endangered. We don't want to be in a situation that our life is endangered. The word endangered is an adjective, but the word danger is a noun. So we say in danger, but we say our life is endangered. We can say endangered animals, means animals who are exposed to danger, who are in danger. Okay? Question number 9, my closest friend has a positive on me. My closest friend has a positive impact, impacts, affect, or employ. Of course, here I want you to know which part of the speech you are looking for. Are you here looking for a noun or a verb? My closest friend has a positive on me. A positive يبقى أنا عايزة noun. A positive أنا عايزة أقول تأثير إيجابي. A positive إيه؟ ما أروحش بقى لكلمة affect لأن affect ده verb. طب أنا مش لاقية effect، المفروض effect اللي هي بلتر E. طب مش لاقياها يبقى أكيد أنا هاخد impact لأن impact means the same as effect. So my closest friend has a positive impact on me means he has a positive effect on me. So the word impact and the word effect are synonyms. Okay, let's look at the question number 10. It's necessary to keep your children from bad company. مهم ان احنا نبعد ولادنا عن الباد company. Company here معناها to be with bad people. صحبة السوء، نبعدهم عن أصحاب السوء. To be in isolation of bad people. احنا نعرف the verb isolate and the noun is isolation. So keep your children away from bad people means keep them in isolation of bad people. Look at the word here. It's necessary to keep your children in isolation from bad company. Question number 11. Exotic birds are seen here in winter. Exotic birds are seen here in winter. احنا خدنا كلمة exotic birds قبل كده وقلنا ان exotic birds means ان هم very strange, very foreign, they come from another country. So exotic birds are seen here in winter. In this sentence the word exotic is the antonym. We want the opposite. It's the opposite of what? The opposite of native. When I say he is a native speaker means he is original. He is original. He lives in the same country. So native is the opposite of exotic. Exotic means foreign, so the opposite is native. Question number 12. She out of the window to see what was going on in the street. Do you remember the verb lean? To lean means to move from a vertical position. ان انت تميل كده، ما تبقاش واقف في وضع عمودي، لا تميل شويه كده. فيبقى lean عندنا lean وليننج ولنت ولينز. طبعا هو نفس الفيرب، هو نفس الفيرب، ولكن هو حاطط لنا هنا مره حاطط له اس ومره من غير اس ومره بالاي ان جي. يبقى انا هنا هفرق بينهم ازاي؟ انا عايزه اقول she is leaning out ولا she leant out of the window. أنا هنا بتكلم على حاجة في الباست فهقول she leant out of the window. يبقى the past of lean leant like the past of lend lent. Okay, so she leant out of the window to see what was going on the street. طب أنا عرفت منين الجملة هنا past؟ علشان في was في الجملة. She leant out of the window. يبقى أنا هختار هنا she leant out of the window to see what was happening in the street. Question number 13. When I went on holiday, I always a lot of photographs. طبعا عايزاكم تركزوا قوي ان كلمة always احنا بنعرف ان هي بتدل على البريزنت، ولكن في الجمله دي احنا عندنا always بتدل على الباست. It's a past habit. ليه؟ طب عرفت كده منين؟ ان الجمله بادئه when I was on holiday. So it's not something in the present time, it's in the past. When I was on holiday I always يبقى انا هنا هستخدم ايه؟ هستخدم past simple لان it's a past habit. فهقول I always took a lot of photographs. مش هقول take بقى، هقول I always took. ليه يا ميس توك؟ ما هي في كلمة always علشان دي past habit. فهقول I always took a lot of photographs. Question number 14. Some boys when the teacher entered the class. طبعا هنا احنا بنقول some boys were fighting. طب ليه انا اخترت الباست continuous؟ علشان الباست continuous بيعبر عن action was in progress when another action interrupted it. The children were making noise when the teacher entered. So when the teacher entered, they stopped making noise. They were making noise and they were in progress of making noise. So we choose the past continuous. They were fighting when the teacher entered the class. Question number 15. My lunch, I will take a short rest. Here we have a very important rule of grammar because here we have the other sentence, the next sentence has future. When you have a future in the second sentence, you use present after time conjunction, after the word after, before, as soon as, until, when, and so on. You use the present, either present simple or present perfect. فهنا احنا هنقول after I have my lunch. طبعا ما ينفعش الجملتين يبقوا future، يعني ما ينفعش اقول after I will have my lunch I will take a short rest. لا، it's wrong. After I have my lunch I will take a short rest. So after time conjunctions we use the present simple and then the future. For example, we say when my father comes we will have lunch. Okay, يبقى present simple and the future. The last question, Samia is used in Aswan. You remember when we said that used to, when verb to be comes before it, it's followed by what? Yes, very good. It's followed by verb ing. So we say Samia is used to living. ما نقدرش نقول to live، لا هنقول to living. Samia is used to living in Aswan. Okay? We have another type of questions here. It's a translation. Of course, in the exam, you will have two questions about translation. One of them, two sentences to be translated from English into Arabic, and two sentences from Arabic into English. So the first one, it will be about 10 or 12 words long, like this one. Health is a splendid treasure that completes our happiness. It's worth saying that we can't really enjoy our life if we are unhealthy, however wealthy we may be. Of course, when we read a translation like this, we wanted to think about the difficult words or the words which are not familiar to us and try to guess the meaning. نحاول ان احنا to guess the meaning، نحاول نخمن المعنى بتاعهم. health، عندنا كلمة health وعندنا كلمة wealth. طبعا health اللي هي الصحة، لكن لما بقول wealth اللي هي الثروة، فلما اقول wealthy معناها very rich. يبقى اكيد هو انا من الكلمتين دولت هقدر اعرف استشف القطعه كلها بتتكلم عن ايه. بتتكلم عن علاقه الصحه بالمال، هل المال يكفي ولا الصحه اهم؟ فطبعا هو بيقول لنا health is a splendid treasure، واحنا عارفين طبعا كلمه treasure، احنا الستوري بتاعتنا اسمها treasure island. فhealth is a splendid treasure، طبعا الصحه زي ما بنقول الصحه تاج، فبنقول الصحه كنز رائع يكمل سعادتنا. It's worth saying، ومما يستحق القول أو ممكن نقول جدير بالقول. طبعا يا جماعة دي لغتنا العربية، احنا نقدر نعبر بيها، يعني احنا نقدر نحط الكلمة المناسبة، فنقول ومما يستحق القول أو جدير بالقول أننا لا يمكن أن نستمتع بحياتنا. We can't really enjoy our life. لا يمكن أن نستمتع بحياتنا لو لم نكن أصحاء، مهما كنا أغنياء. طبعا كلمة however معناها ايه؟ مهما كان الغنى. اوكي. We will have another short break. طبعا taking a break is very important for you to renew your energy. We are waiting for you to come back. goodbye. Welcome, my dear students. Welcome back. Of course, we are going to complete our translation. We took an example from English into Arabic, and we will take another example for you. Let's look at the sentence. Robots have replaced the older automatic machines for more accuracy and efficiency in production. Robots. طبعا كلمة روبوت، يمكن الروبوت ده احنا بنستخدمه كتير في حياتنا اليومية، حتى بقى في علم دراسة في الكلية اسمها روبوتكس. فالروبوت اللي هو الإنسان الآلي. Robots have replaced، يعني ايه replaced؟ يعني took the place of something else. Replaced the older automatic machine. What's automatic machine؟ يعني احنا بنقول automatic مثلا washing machine، غسالة الواشنج ماشين اللي هي automatic. What does it mean automatic؟ It means automatic. It means in here it go by itself, like when we say a manual car or automatic car. So the automatic car is much easier than the manual car. Manual means by your hand, but automatic means it goes by itself. So robots are replaced older automatic machines. يبقى الروبوتس دلوقتي حلت محل الآلات اللي كانت قبل كده. for more accuracy and efficiency. طيب الكلمتين دول لو انت بقى مش عارفهم في الامتحان، حاول ان انت to guess the meaning, try to guess the meaning. طيب احنا اكيد الكمبيوتر او الروبوت او كده احنا بنستخدمه علشان ايه؟ ايه المزايا اللي يكون فيها؟ ممكن اقول accuracy الدقة، and efficiency الكفاءة. انت لو جبت اي كلمة قريبة من دي، إن لو قلت مثلا بسبب سرعته، بسبب كفاءته، بسبب قوته، يعني حاول تجيب كلمة قريبة من المعنى اللي عايزه الترانسليشن. فطبعا كلمة accuracy اللي هي الدقة، واحنا الادجكتيف منها accurate. لما اقول the teacher is very accurate ده الادجكتيف من accuracy. وكمان efficiency النون، والادجكتيف منها efficient someone who is very good at something. So we say لقد حل الإنسان الآلي محل الماكينات الآلية الأقدم لأجل مزيدا من الكفاءة والدقة في الإنتاج. Okay. طيب نبص كده و try to remember the vocab when you answer any translation text. Try to remember the words. Try to remember the words which you have taken. يعني احنا خدنا كلمة روبوت، خلاص يبقى لو جات لنا مرة تانية نبقى عارفينها بقى. روبوت اللي هو طبعا الإنسان الآلي. خدنا كمان كلمة replace. Replace means to take the place of someone else، يبقى يحل محل حد تاني. طب accuracy احنا قلنا accuracy الدقة، والادجكتيف منها accurate. وكمان efficiency الكفاءة، والنوم منها efficient. Remember these words well. And let's have another type of translation. This is translation from Arabic into English. And I think this will be a bit more difficult because you will have here to change from the Arabic language into the English language. So you have to choose the correct grammar, the correct vocab, the correct spelling, and so on. So focus on this sentence and tell me how you can translate it into English. يجب أن تتعاون الأفراد مع وزارة البيئة للتخلص من الكميات الهائلة من القمامة التي تضر بالبيئة. طيب احنا خدنا كلمة البيئة، ويمكن دي كانت موجودة في يونت 1 علينا واحنا عارفينها. البيئة اللي هي ايه؟ environment. اوكي، يبقى دي كلمة احنا خلاص عارفينها. طب يجب أن تتعاون الأفراد مع وزارة البيئة. أنا دلوقتي لو مش عارف كلمة الأفراد ممكن أقول بدلها إيه؟ ممكن أقول the people مثلا، الناس. مش لازم يعني أكون عارف كلمة الأفراد. أنا دلوقتي طبعا هعرفها وهحفظها، لكن أنا بقول لو إحنا في الامتحان ومش عارفين هنحاول نجيب بديل، نحاول نجيب alternatives أو بدائل للكلمة اللي إحنا مش عارفينها. فيجب أن تتعاون الأفراد. طب يتعاون اللي هو cooperate. طب لو أنا مش عارف cooperate ممكن أقول help. يعني the people should help the Ministry of Environment. So we try to find other words which we know, the words which you know. Okay. طيب أنا عارفة طبعا إن الجملة في العربي ممكن تبدأ بيجب كده، تبدأ بالفعل، لكن كمان إحنا عارفين إن الجملة في الإنجليش بتبدأ لازم بالسبجكت. يبقى فين السبجكت اللي أنا هبدأ بيه الجملة؟ اللي هم الأفراد. يبقى هبدأ أقول إيه؟ هقول the individuals should cooperate. مش هينفع أبدأ بشود، هي شود دي هي اللي معناها يجب، مش هينفع أبدا نبدأ بيها. فهقول the individuals should cooperate with the Ministry of Environment to get rid of the huge amounts. To get rid عشان يتخلص من. To get rid of the huge amounts of rubbish which harm the environment. Of course the word rubbish اللي هي معناها القمامة، وكمان عندنا كلمة harm بتضر. ممكن أقول بدلها damage، ممكن أقول destroy، ممكن أقول أي synonyms قريبة وأنا أعرفها. الكميات الهائلة طبعا يعني الكميات الكبيرة، يبقى ممكن أقول إيه great amounts، ممكن أقول big amounts، ممكن أقول enormous amounts. طبعا إحنا خدنا synonyms كتير لكلمة إيه؟ لكلمة very big. نصيحتي ليكم يا أولاد when you translate from especially from Arabic into English, try to find easy words which you use usually in order to make a very simple sentence which is easy for you and which is acceptable when we hear it. Okay, so we have the new words here. Individuals, we said individuals اللي هم الأفراد. طبعا ministry اللي هي وزارة. we can say Ministry of Education وزارة التعليم. we can say Ministry of Medicine تبقى وزارة الصحة، وهكذا. get rid of يتخلص من، وكمان عندنا cooperate يتعاون. دي الفوكاب اللي ذكرت في الترانسليشن، ففوكس on them and remember them well. We have another example for you. من المؤكد أن استخدام أجهزة التابلت في المدارس سيكون له تأثير كبير على تطوير التعليم. طبعا احنا عارفين ان احنا we are using the tablets at school in the secondary school nowadays, and this is the new way, the new system or the modern system of teaching is based on using the tablet. So here من المؤكد ممكن اقول ايه من المؤكد؟ ممكن اقول it's sure، ممكن اقول definitely، ممكن اقول surely. فمن المؤكد أن استخدام أجهزة التابلت using tablets، طبعا كلنا عارفين بنقول using tablets at school will have، عايزة أقول تأثير كبير. قلنا كلمة إيه؟ تأثير، أيوة effect، أو ممكن أقول كمان impact، low effect أو low impact in developing education. Let's here see the answer. It's certain. أنا كان ممكن أقول definitely، كان ممكن أقول surely. It's certain that using tablets at school will have a great effect. شايفين كلمة effect اللي هي بنقول بحرف الإي، a great effect on developing education. Now we are going to talk about a very important thing which you will be asked to write in the exam, writing the essay. Of course we have many kinds of essays. For example, it can be persuasive essay. Persuasive means I wanted to persuade you to do something. persuade ان انا بقنعك بحاجه، يبقى ممكن يكون الاساي persuasive. طيب ممكن كمان تكون argumentative يعني it has two opinions. يعني for example we can say that the mobile phone has advantages and disadvantages. So here it's argumentative essay. We are going to talk about a paragraph about the advantages and another paragraph about the disadvantages. Okay, so it's argumentative. Again, it can be narrative. What's a narrative? Narrative means to tell a story. So you will be asked to write an essay, and as you know, the essay is some paragraphs. It consists of introduction, the body, and the conclusion. You will write a paragraph as an introduction. You will tell the reader what you are going to talk about, and then you are going to write 2 paragraphs or 3 paragraphs about the details or the ideas, and then you will end with a conclusion. It can be a summary of the main idea. Okay, here I'm going to discuss with you how to write a narrative essay. If you wanted to write a story, for example, a short story, if you are asked in the exam to write a story, you're going to tell us the time and the place of this story. So first of all, mention the time and the place. Tell us when and where the incidents of this story happen. Then you can write the characters of the story. Tell us about the name of the character, the main character of the story. Then you can tell us the problem. What is the problem which happened in this story? You are going to think about the problem which happened to the character. So we have a character and he has a problem. حصلت له problem وhe wants to solve this problem. After that you will mention the solution to the problem. ايه بقى البروبلم دي اتحلت ازاي؟ The solution to the problem. And at the end of the story you will tell us a surprise that happened to this character. Okay? So the solution, then a surprise. So these are the ideas you can write about when you write a short story. Find the place and the time. Tell us about the place and the time. Tell us about the character. What happened to this character? What is the problem that happened to her? And what is the solution of this problem? And then the surprise at the end of the story to be interesting. Okay? Here I have a plan for you. يعني in the exam, if you are asked to write this, you can have a draft and write part 1. I will write, for example, about a king who lived in ancient times. Okay. طيب, part 2, I'm going to put the king decided to put a great rock in the street. This is my story. This is the story which I'm going to talk about. So who is the character? The character is a king. What did he decide to do? He decided to put a big rock in the street, and he wanted to know the reaction of the people. How will the people react? Will they do something to remove this rock or not? Part 3, a poor man managed to move the rock. Part 3 في poor man, هو الريتش مان كلهم ما عملوش حاجة لكن the poor man managed to remove this rock. طيب part 4, the poor man found a wallet, a reward. لقى ان الكينج حاطط له reward under the rock because the king wanted to know who can help the country, who can do something for the country. This is a suggestion for you. You can do this in any story you want to write. So for example, we have here a story which I called it opportunity in obstacles. opportunity in obstacles. يعني ايه opportunity in obstacles؟ يعني احنا ممكن نلاقي الحظ بتاعنا او الفرصه بتاعتنا في الأوبستكل. obstacle معناها معوقات، معناها الشدائد. فزي ما احنا شايفين في البيكتشر كده في a big rock and someone is trying to remove this rock. So okay, this is the story. I'm not going to read it of course with you. It's just a suggestion for you, and you can write one which is better than this. As I mentioned, we write the main character. We write about the main character. We write about the time and the place, and then we mention the problem which happened to the character. And at the end, we tell the reader about a surprise. Okay, now let's do some revision on the synonyms and antonyms, the vocab which you studied in your syllabus this year. We have the word plump. Do you remember the word plump? The baby is a little plump. The word plump means fat, but not very fat. So the baby is a bit plump. The antonyms for the word plump. احنا قلنا antonym means the opposite. So here we want the opposite of the word plump. واحنا عايزين two words with the opposite of the word plump. Is it big, fat, thin, slim, or huge? Of course, we said that a plump means fat, so we can't say that the opposite is big. It can be the opposite is thin. So fat, the opposite is thin. Plump, the opposite is thin. What else? We have the word slim. Again, slim means he is thin, he is not fat. Question number 7. The next question. The criminal, his crime, he described how he committed it. So the criminal described how he committed the crime. Means he said that he did the crime. So the criminal confessed, denied, admitted, adapted, admired. And we wanted to say that he said that he committed the crime. So deny means he said he didn't commit it. But the word confess is the opposite of deny. It means that he said, yes, I did the crime. So what else? What another word with the same meaning of confess? We have the word admit. So the word admit and the word confess have the same meaning, that I say, yes, I did this thing. Okay? When I say he admitted stealing the money, means, yes, I stole the money. Question number 9, the word terrible is an antonym for. The word terrible, ناخد بالنا بقى terrible غير terrific. Terrible means very bad, لكن terrific means amazing, means wonderful. So the word terrible وهو هنا عايز ايه؟ عايز the antonym, means the opposite. طيب what is the opposite of terrible؟ احنا قلنا terrible معناه very bad. So what is the opposite؟ Disgusting, terrifying, amazing, awesome, awful. Awful means very bad. So it's like terrible. Awful is the same meaning as very bad. Okay, it's amazing. Amazing means something wonderful. Or it's awesome. Again, awesome means fantastic, means fascinating, means wonderful. All these are the opposite meaning of terrible. Question number 10. He was taken to hospital because his injury was. طالما احنا بقى we will take him to hospital يبقى أكيد his injury was ايه؟ was simple, serious, easy, dangerous, comfortable. أكيد طبعا because we take him to hospital يبقى أكيد the injury was serious. What does it mean serious? Means dangerous. So we took him to the hospital because his injury was. هنختار بقى الاختيارين بتوعنا اللي هو serious or dangerous. Okay, so this is the end of our revision. I hope it's useful for you, and I want you not to be afraid of the exam. The exam will be easy, inshallah, and you will do well in the exam, and all of you will pass the exam. So don't be afraid of it, and don't get confused. Think carefully. When you read the question, think carefully before you choose the correct answer. From now on, try to study as hard as you can, answer as many questions as you can, sleep well and eat well, and until we meet again in the next term, inshallah. I wish you best of luck. Goodbye.